Hi guys, so this is going to be a very different video. If you don't want to watch anything about losing a loved one or something like that, you should probably click off of this video because this video is going to be kind of helping someone. I'm going to try to help as many people that I can out there, and I wish I would have had a video like this up when I had to go through it. So I'm just going to get started because I don't want this to be a long video. So, we're going to start off. I'm going to tell you the entire story of what happened, and we'll go from there. So, it started off in the summer of 2012. I was in college, and I've never actually taken a summer off, but for this particular summer, I decided, you know what, I've been going to school nonstop. It's time to take a break, pretty much. So, I went home for the summer, and when I went home, I had a really great time, but I got so bored that one day, me and my brother, we were talking, and he used to work at one of these resorts that was located in my hometown, and I said, what the heck, I should go get some extra money for the summertime, and that's exactly what I did. I went in, got the job right then, and I started working there. Great summer, I must say. It was fantastic, had a great time. So, fast forward to the last month of summer, which is August, which is what we're in right now. And I was still working there, but it was coming to my time to wind down a little bit. And I knew that I was going to have to go back to school soon. So we get to, I don't know what the exact date was, the day before I was actually going to stop working there. And I woke up one morning, and just some background story, my parents lived like 2 houses down from my brother. My brother's been sick his whole entire life, so he couldn't really get a house, so my mom got the house for him. Okay, fast forward back to work. So I woke up one day and I was going to go to work, and I saw my brother. He was in our den area. We had a den area, and he was laying there, and he was bleeding out his nose. And he's the type of person that literally cried about everything. He was like, oh, this hurt, my neck hurt, my back hurt. You know those people, right? Yeah, he was one of those. So he told me, he was like, hey, Kim, can you go get mom? My nose is hurt. My body's hurting and my nose is running. So I didn't think nothing of it. I was like, ugh, whatever. He was like, yeah, I'm for real. Go get her. So I went and got mom, and she was like, ugh, not again, because that was just the normal for us, right? So my mom went to the den area, and I started getting ready for work because I had to go to work, so I didn't think about it. So I went and got ready for work. And as I came out from getting ready, I went to my mother's room, and her and my brother was in the bathtub, and his nose was bleeding and his mouth was bleeding pretty much. So I didn't think much of it. I was like, oh my gosh, I hope you feel better, and I went to work. So later on that night, I went out with a coworker, and I just happened to call my parents, and they were taking my brother from one city to like a city that was 5 hours away. And so they basically, the ambulance took him there. And so I was like, oh, I hope he feels better. He always goes to that hospital, so I didn't think twice about it at this point. I'm still just like, hope you feel better. You know what I mean? So fast forwarding, I kept calling just to check in, and I would call my dad, and my dad was like, and I was like, how's my brother doing? And dad was like, he just paused for a second, and I was like, well, how is he doing? Like, tell me. And he was like, not so good. And I was like, what do you mean not so good? I got loud, because I'm the type of person, like, be honest with me, tell me, or I'm like, what is happening, tell me. And so my mom got on the phone, and she was like, you know, just call your grandma, and you know, you guys should come up and visit, come up and see him. So I didn't think nothing of it, because I always go there, and I knew he was in pain, but I didn't know the extent of what was happening. So he was in the ICU at this point, and I went to the ICU, and this was in Augusta. He always got blood transfusions. Just a background on what was happening with him. He had sickle cell anemia, and he had asthma and a whole bunch of things. He's had surgeries back in the past, blood transfusions, the whole nine. So we get to the hospital, and I walk, as soon as I walk in, and I'm with some family members, but we can only go two in at a time to the ICU. So when I go into the hospital, I immediately cried my eyes out. I was like, oh my God, and I just started crying, and my mom was like, you better stop or I'm gonna make you get out, and all this stuff. And my brother's looking like, he's what really got me is his face looked like he was already dead. And it just took me for a shock, because I literally just was talking smack to you at home, and now you are bleeding out your nose and your mouth, and you have a breathing tube on, and blood is coming out of there. And I know it's pretty graphic to think about, but I'm just trying to help you guys in the process. So let's go on. So he's bleeding out, and he's taking the breathing mask out, trying to wipe the blood away and trying to put it back on. And it was just so bad to see him like that. And I really would cry my eyes out. And my mom was like, you know, you can stay in here if you just stop crying, but I'll let you stay and I'll let everyone else alternate, because it can only be 2 people in at a time. So I stayed in and I sat there, and guys, when I say I didn't say anything, and that's the only thing I regret, is that I didn't say anything. I just sat there and I cried, and I looked at him and I tried to help him, and he was trying to fight the people, because he's like, just get off me, I got it. He's that type of person. I got it. So I was just sitting there as other people are alternating, and they're saying things about the past, like, remember when we used to do this, and remember when you used to do that. And I'm like thinking to myself, I'm just crying more because people are making it seem like he's dying, and I'm in my head like, he can't be dying. Like, no, my family members don't die. I've never dealt with death. This was the very first thing. So I was like, he can't be dying. So every time they would say something about, remember, I just kept thinking about, oh my God, he's gonna die right now. Like, why is people doing this? But then my grandma came, and she held his hand, and because he asked her to, he said, you know, hold my hand, Grandma, and she held his hand, and that was pretty much it. It was a lot of just going back and forth. And I remember him saying, I was like, I just want you to come home, and he was like, but I am coming home. So long story short, we got out of the ICU, and me and my grandma, we left. And I remember looking at hand sanitizer and thinking, that's the last time I'm going to ever talk to my brother. But I was like, I'm not going to think like that, because I have to think positive. I'm always the type that, like, hey, if I think positive things is going to happen. So I thought positive, and so this was in August, guys. And just to let you know, my birthday is August 11th. So on August 10th, I went to Atlanta. I didn't live in Atlanta at the time. So I went to Atlanta to meet up with my friends and to go out and things like that. So we went to Club Rain in Atlanta. And, sorry guys. I went to Atlanta and I celebrated my birthday. I do not remember my birthday because I was drinking that night. And I just remember like walking from the club and having to walk far, and my feet were hurting. I just remember that. But so we finally get back to my friend's crib, and I get a phone call, and it's my auntie, and she's just like, hey, you should come home because, and this had fallen into my birthday because this was August 10th, and then my birthday had came in because, you know, the club don't close till like 2 or 3. So my auntie was like, you know, happy birthday, you should come home, we're going back to see your brother in Augusta, so you should come home and come. And I was like, no, I'm in Atlanta, I'll just see him when he gets home, it's fine, I'll just see him then, I don't want to go have to come back. So my auntie was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then I got a call from my mom. And honestly, when I was talking to my auntie, I figured that was what she was calling for, but you know, it's like, in your head, it's like, I'm not going to think that is actually what she was calling for. So, we're going to move on. Okay? So, we move on, and my mom calls. And she's like, happy birthday, baby girl. Because I'm the baby girl of the family. She's like, happy birthday, baby girl. How are you? Are you having fun? I'm like, yeah, Mama. You know, just, I'm in my head, I'm thinking, please don't tell me my brother's dying. Or he's dead. Like, please don't tell me that. So I just started thinking, okay, maybe he's just in a coma, you know, and it's just things were going through my head. So she was like, do you, is someone around you? And I was like, yeah. And, you know, she's still trying to have a smile on my face. I'm like, yeah, my friend is with me, Mom. Crystal's with me. She was like, well, can you hand Crystal the phone? And I was like, sure. And I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe it's a birthday present. I don't know. But in my head, I'm like, please don't tell it. And then Crystal walks outside, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, oh my God, is my life going to change? What is about to happen? And she comes back and she hands me the phone, and my mom tells me that my brother has passed away. Okay. I cried hysterically. Mind you, I've been drinking a lot, and you know, I've been out, and I'm just hysterical, and I'm just crying my eyes out. I don't know how I just said, I have to leave right now. My mom was like, don't leave, wait till somebody can bring you. Y'all, I went to my ex-boyfriend's house. No one was answering. Oh my God, I'm not even going to tell y'all about that because it's not about this story. But I just like, okay, I'm just going to drive out by myself. I do not know how I made it home. Guys, when I say this was the worst experience of my life, I just kept crying and crying as I was driving home. And I finally got home, and guys, mind you, this was in August. So guess what I had to do in the next week or so after that happened? Go to school. Go back to college for my last semester of college. And I was an accounting major, but I switched my major to marketing. But the thing about it, guys, I cried to my mom, and I was like, I cannot go back to college. I can't do it. I'm not going to be focused. I'm going to fail all my classes. It's going to be worse, Mom. I can't do it. I can't do it. But she was like, you got to do it. You got to do it for him. He wants you to continue. He don't want you to do that. You think he wants you to do that? And, you know, it was a heartfelt conversation, and I was like, okay, I'll go back. Y'all, I'm not going to lie, for the first semester, I did pass all my classes, but the first 2 months, it was so bad. I cried. I quit the dance team. It was just really bad. But the thing about this whole story is I really got past it, guys. Like, honestly, I am so strong of a person now than before that tragedy happened. And I am an honest believer in everything happens for a reason. That's something that you don't want to really hear in that situation. But it's reality. But the bad thing about it was that in my brain he died on my birthday. But my mom actually said he died at 11:30. Who actually knows? But so I just really want you guys to understand that even though tragedy may happen, there's a rainbow at the end of the tunnel, and you can get over anything that you want to. You don't have to just stay in a rut. Promise me. One day can be super terrible, and the next you can win the lottery. You just never know. I just want you guys to know to keep going. Like, don't stop doing anything. It's gonna be hard. It just makes you a stronger person. It makes you, you know, learn yourself a little bit more. And honestly, it made me love my family even more and cherish every single day. I talk to my parents every day, and I don't get tired of it because I don't want to look back and say, what if I would have talked to this person that day and now they're gone? Like, please don't let that happen to you. Not saying that happened to me, but, you know, I really don't want you guys to get caught up in life too much, because, you know, life is your family and your friends and the people around you. It's more about the people. It's not about money all the time. Money can't buy you happiness. Trust me, when someone dies, if you haven't experienced it, and I really hope you don't have to experience it anytime soon, but it's detrimental to you, but you just have to keep going. And if I didn't have my mom yelling in my ear, I would not be the person I am today. 3 years ago, my brother died and I was in college. Now I'm living in this 1-bedroom apartment by myself, and I'm a manager now, and I'm loving every single bit of it. So, I just wanted to make that known. So this is basically what inspired me to make this video. Soul Feel literally inspired me because this came at the perfect time, and I absolutely love it. So I'm going to show you guys exactly what I got. So it comes packaged in this. It has this envelope, which I'm thinking is a return envelope because it isn't sealed. And then it comes with this soul filled bag. I guess if you wanted to actually give it to someone as a gift, you don't have to give it in the box because it has its own box here. See? How cute is that? And I know you guys can't see the words, but I may do a close-up for you. But it's so cute. So it comes with a gift bag. But inside of this comes your actual gift. And it's wrapped up in a cute little bow. And all you have to do is pull this up. And everything you need will be up here. So I am going to get a little closer so you guys can see. So let's go ahead and get into it. So you have your first Ziploc, which contains your bracelet. And then you have all of your charms. So I'm going to just break down all the charms that I do have. The first one I have is this rose gold with Swarovski crystals. And it looks like this. Then I have this August birthstone one. Then I have this Leo one. I don't know if you guys can see that. Then I have this love chain. And last but not least, I have my favorite one of all time. A picture of my brother. You can't see that. Hey guys, so this is the final look of the bracelet, and I have to say it is absolutely gorgeous. I am in love with it. The charms and the bracelet is from soulfeed.com, and I'll have all the links and everything in the description bar with a 5% off coupon code in the description bar, so definitely make sure you check that out. The quality is very nice and I'm absolutely in love. They have 925 sterling silver, 14 karat gold, and Swarovski elements, so I would say this is a hit. The charms also fit the Pandora bracelet, and it's awesome for holidays. I'm actually thinking of getting my mom one with the entire family. I hope you guys love this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.